Welcome to List, Laugh, and Learn with Jody and John.
Your inside look at real estate trends, hot topics, and fresh listings.
We'll give you the tips, stories, and insights you need.
Plus a little laughter along the way.
Let's get started. Welcome back
Hi.
to List, Laugh, and Learn with Jody and John.
How have you been?
Busy. How about you?
Busy. Yeah, it's like the fall season, the sort of the second busy season of real estate, trying to get those homes sold and listed.
Well, John has a rental coming up soon.
Yes, I do.
It's how many bedrooms?
Three bedrooms, three and a half bath. So... Yeah, it's a nice open layout. But that'll be coming on soon. So
definitely look at our walkthroughs later on in the episodes, because we have been posting a lot of walkthroughs. John and I are pretty busy, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I do want to say you're going to see our outfits in the next episode as well, because we pre-record, because we're so busy that we try to jam everything in one day.
Jam it all in. Get it all jammed.
So the next episode will also have this new vintage jacket that I bought for $12.
Good steal. Good find.
I went to Westport, Connecticut. Have you ever been?
No.
It's kind of like a Summit or a Westfield.
Okay.
Cute downtown, lots of shops, good food. So Maddie goes to University of Quinnipiac, or Quinnipiac University, and that's where she wanted to go.
Wow. Okay.
And they had a vintage store, so I got these too. Nice.
But I'm not licensed in Connecticut, so I can't sell real estate there.
No, but you can enjoy a sunny day.
I can enjoy a sunny day.
By a river, shopping and spending
money. Yes, but I need to sell something to spend the money.
Now you got to live a little.
Live a little.
So one of our followers DM'd us saying they wanted to learn a little bit about what?
What impacts home value?
Thinking about selling, so they want to know, even if you're looking to buy, actually you should know what impacts home value.
Correct.
Because when I do take buyers out, I'm always like, okay, well, this might be a little bit more expensive, but it's because it's located near a train. We're always looking at resale if they do decide to buy and then sell in a couple years, 10 years, 15 years.
Right.
So let's talk about location.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, location's probably the most important.
Mm-hmm. You live in Madison and I live in Chatham.
Right.
And the biggest perk there is location near a train station.
Train station. That is usually what people, when they're moving into this area, they're looking for that ease. I was just showing people yesterday a rental, and they are trying to figure out, they're from Virginia, and they're trying to figure out where they want to live, because he's going to be starting a job in New York City. Do they want to live here? Do they want to live in Westchester? Where, and so I said, that's the main selling feature of a lot of these towns along here: Maplewood, Milburn, Summit, Chatham, Morristown, Madison. It's all because of the access to the train line.
The Dover line.
Yes.
Which increases the price.
Yes.
The closer you get to the train, the walking distance can easily increase the price of the house or the resale value of it.
Right.
So that's super important. Another thing that's important for a lot of people is the schools.
Definitely. Schools.
So we always say, do your research. I have no problem sending the rankings of the high schools so you can make a decision as a buyer as to where, you want to put your kids. That's really up to the buyers to decide.
Correct. Exactly.
So we can't tell you, this is the grade school. I'm a teacher too, so I teach in Livingston. And I can't say, hey, this school is better than that. John and I can just share the information as to where they're ranked in the state, nationally.
Which most of the schools, again, in this area are all very good schools. So it's really a personal preference sometimes, just reputation and what they might know from other people of which schools they want to go to. Some people... Florham Park is a good example where the taxes are a little lower because they don't have a high school.
Same with Harding.
And that, exactly.
Harding goes to, so does Florham Park go to Madison?
No, Florham Park goes to Hanover Park. So
and Harding goes to Madison High School.
So again, it's things to like, that might not have an impact to the home value, but your net price that you're laying out in terms of taxes, it will definitely have an impact because, Florham Park does not have a high school. So,
And then you also have like parks.
yeah.
Do you want to be near a park, walking distance? Do you want a larger backyard where you put a place that in the backyard if you're having one?
Do you want to be in a downtown versus not in a downtown? Do you want to have a town that has a downtown versus not having a town? That does impact it as well. I think you look at like Chatham Borough versus Chatham Township. You definitely have some high values right here in town. I mean, yes, you do have bigger homes and bigger lots in Chatham Township.
That's what we went for.
Right.
However, when my kids were in middle school, we used to have to get in the car to drive them to meet their friends downtown that, got to walk to Arminio's Pizza or something, during the middle of the day. So I was kind of like, ugh. That window of time, I was like, why didn't I buy in the borough?
Yes. So exactly, you might think, ooh, I'm spending a little bit more money on only a quarter acre or 1/10 of an acre or 20th of an acre lot. But
the convenience.
But the convenience of being able to just like the kids can bike downtown, you don't have to worry about it.
You can walk to the restaurants.
You don't, you can kind of leave your car at home. So therefore that would impact the value too. So
absolutely. And then you're looking at condition and upgrades
of the home itself.
Yes.
Yeah. And the property too. Like we always talk about, interior upgrades of kitchens and bathrooms and so forth, but also did they redo their is the patio redone? Do they have a new deck? Do they is the roof new? That could definitely have an impact on value because as a buyer, those things are starting to rack up as costs of like, oh wait, the roof is 15 years old, I'll have to replace that soon. The HVAC system is 10 years old, I'll have to replace that soon. And that could end up, if you have newer stuff, drive that price up at the beginning. So you're paying for it at the beginning or you're paying for it later.
Right. I always say to a seller, try to do like one little upgrade every year, something just to continue to add value to your home. Right now, some of them are bigger projects, like you said, the roof or your HVAC system, but you want to kind of look at, okay, what can we plan to upgrade just to keep things a little bit fresh, so when you do go to sell, you can say, hey, well, I've done this, and this.
Yes.
It also lets the buyer know that you cared about the house, right?
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah.
If you're constantly doing little upgrades here and there, I always love it when we're going to look at houses and there's this little upgrade sheet that shows. Mary Weichert had a listing that I did an open house for on Parrot Mill, and they just upgraded something every year, which just as a buyer coming in, you're just like, yes, they cared about this house.
Right, and it should be a less worrisome purchase that you think that, okay, things are updated. I'm not going to all of a sudden, as soon as that paperwork's signed, have to be forking out thousands of dollars to upgrade something.
Correct.
Because that's
like
always
our
seems to happen.
Furnace isn't brand new. It's been kicking for a long time, but we have a new AC. I mean, we did put an addition on, so that helped to upgrade a lot of things. So at least you see the give and take of little things upgraded here and there, and then there's a couple of things that will need fixing sooner or later.
Right. Exactly.
But curb appeal is important. So you're talking about the exterior.
Exterior too. So
yes.
Definitely
Some flower. If you're going to put the house on the market, especially in the fall, most of the time we're going to use mums, right?
Right. You're going to use mums. Make sure it's mulched. I know one of our agents listed a property in Florham Park. She mulched the whole front yard to make it have that curb appeal.
Yeah.
So when those clients were driving up and they were looking at it, they're like, wow, this is a really impressive house. I don't need to do any exterior landscaping. It looks really good. And it just adds kind of that, like, okay, I'm gonna invest the money in here. I'm gonna pay top dollar for this because it looks good.
Now, do you, when you're going, because this is what I learned when I first started, or someone told me, when you go to show a house with a buyer, do you pull in the driveway or park on the street?
Whenever I'm meeting someone, I park in the street.
Me too.
And then I think because I want to be as far away as possible to kind of let them come in and park right in the driveway.
Because that's the first feel of going in.
Correct.
With their car and
it's
welcome home.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I don't want to park in the driveway. I don't like to do
No. I agree with you.
Like even for
Someone
open
told
houses.
me to do that too, though, to park on the
Yeah.
street and let the client drive in, so that they kind of get the feel of, okay, this could be me.
Yeah.
And this could be my house.
Even open houses, I park
Me too.
far away. I'm like, I don't want to be. Yeah. Yeah. But I think definitely curb appeal, and then definitely making sure you're outdoor. I think that adds value. As I was saying, do they have updated amenities outside? Do they have, a new deck, a new patio? Do they have a pool? And is that pool?
Our pool is getting a makeover soon.
It's getting a makeover.
Yes.
So, those things all add value.
And honestly, as a seller, you should be taking notes. So when you do make an upgrade, have a little Google Doc that's like, okay, in 2022 I did this, in 2023 we did this, in 2020, because when we come to list your house, we're going to ask those questions anyway. And if so if we're going to update our pool next year, that's going to be on the list of what we did for 2026. And what did we do in 25 and so forth. So that you don't kind of have to go back and rack your brain or look at all your receipts and say, oh, right, I did the HVAC this year and the roof this year. So keep like a running record of that. So, we can showcase your house. So definitely the exterior is the first impression for sure.
Definitely.
Especially the front of it.
Definitely.
And then we get into the interior. And, our bathroom's updated, kitchen's updated. That definitely has a massive impact on the home value.
Yeah, so I think if you are putting your house on the market, definitely take a walk around your property, take a look. Do you have to, and there's some things that don't really cost that much. Do you have to get somebody to come in and just, redo some of the landscaping, mow the lawn? Does your driveway have to be like resealed? Just to like add that little bit that maybe it's a couple of $1,000s that you're investing in it, but then you're maybe driving up that price $50, $60, $70, $100,000 because people see the value in your home.
And John and I can definitely come and tell you that's one of our areas of expertise is to walk through the house. I just listed a house recently and I had photography coming and it took me about 2 hours. I brought my husband, we moved beds, we hid beds, we took bed frames out. The kitchen counters, I took everything off. It was like reorganizing to make sure it looked open, spacious, and clean, right?
Yeah.
Silly little things like bath towels.
Yeah.
Matching bath towels with hand towels.
Right.
And folding them and not having clutter or...
Oh, so you folded those in there. I saw those. I was like, these look really nice. I'm like, wow, doesn't this look nice in here? It looked nice and inviting because that's what,
However, I will buy a set of bath towels
course.
Now just to have that are matching because that was like a last minute photography session. But I have like matching napkins with place settings just in case. And it all depends on the house. This house didn't need that, but another house that I had definitely needed the more formal dining room table set, So those little things, we can come around. The people that I just had a ton of pictures, which you saw in the hallway. And they were going to take them all down, and I was like, okay, but then we got to spackle and paint, and so it just leave those photos up, right? So there's a lot of walking through that we do to make sure that the condition of the interior looks its best.
Yes, yeah.
And like John said, some things don't cost a lot of money for you.
Don't.
Depends on the market too, how much you do or don't need to fix.
Right. And speaking of that, you just reminded me of something else is, your interior. Sometimes, if you're selling your home, you might just want to I just want it sold, I want it done. I don't want to do any work, but having your home painted, having your home cleaned, like professionally cleaned carpets, hardwood floors, adds so much value to it that people can see themselves moving right in and just, I found a house, rather than, I've been in some homes and they're not nice inside. And so therefore you're detracting of the value that
you could potentially have.
Right, that a customer can come in and offer. So definitely some small things. They don't take a lot of money. And when you're talking, especially in this area, average home values of $1 million, spending $5,000, $10,000 is not a lot of money. I mean, to be completely honest, in the grand scheme of as a percentage of the home value. So just things to think about.
So we've talked about location, we've talked about condition and upgrades, we've talked about curb appeal, market and timing is also important.
Yes. Yeah.
And it changes, honestly,
It does.
because I put a house on the market in June, and we kind of missed the boat. She didn't want to put it on till then, and if we had put it on in March, it would have been a little bit different timing. But June came, and there was a bit of a lull in the market around in Chatham, so it sat a little bit longer than we would have liked.
Because especially in this area, so many people have families and they're relocating or they're moving towns, and school timing is of paramount importance. So to your point, if you put the house on the market in March, closed in like a May, they would have been, okay, school's ending soon. They could have been then getting
Summer
the house.
camps
Yeah,
too.
but they could have been purchased, the home could have been purchased,
Right.
making upgrades or changes they needed to, and then move in during the summer and have the kids ready to go in a new school system by September. So it's all about that and thinking now we're kind of in that season that if somebody is going to move and do it halfway through the year, it's kind of now until like what would you say, early November, mid-November?
Yeah, because then
to
the
like
holidays come and
right,
no
and
one's
then
moved.
and then to close before January to
Yeah.
get the kids in before the
And then it
second
starts up
semester.
again.
Yeah,
You know, picks up
exactly.
again back January, February. You'd be surprised how many people
Right.
are starting to look at putting their houses on the market.
But I do think too now with inventory so low, there are, depending upon what your house is and if it looks good and if it's in a great area, it might not matter the timing, but it's all about you and when you are ready to sell your home and when the buyers are ready to look. But again, having those sort of pieces of making your home look really good from the inside and out and priced correctly.
I was just gonna say price point's super important.
Yeah, then
You know, are you looking to sell it and get it off the market rather quickly? You know, or do you care if it sits on the market for 30 or 45 days? That really does play a role. The price point plays a role in that.
Right.
And then what else? Square footage and layout. Lots of people like that open space. You know, the open concept.
Yeah, and I think along with that too, it's like, do they need to make renovations or changes to make it fit with their lifestyle? That could also, it could detract from the value if they feel like, oh, I need to blow out a wall here to enlarge the kitchen because it's too small. They might not want to offer top dollar because they might have to spend $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 to upgrade their home and make that what they want it to be. But if your home is updated and fresh and new and modern
and has usable space, right?
Space that it's like,
because even the house that I put on the market in Chatham, when you went upstairs, the hallway, it's a cape, expanded cape, was wide. So you know, when people would walk, when I would tour them through it, I'd say, okay, well, you can use this as a book nook.
correct.
You could use it as a little desk office area. You could use it as a playroom, just put a gate up. So if you have flexible space, you definitely want to identify it and market it, right? Just because someone uses it she didn't use that space, right? But it could have been used for a multi-purpose room.
And this brings up a good
Space.
point too of a lot of times if you have a unique home, using staging is definitely going to increase the value of your home. And that's where maybe staging would be great to like already do it as a reading nook. And so somebody's like, oh, I didn't think about using that space that way, or I didn't think of that this room could be set up that way, or I didn't think that you could fit a queen size bed in this bedroom, but it's a queen size. So that really adds value because people can already vision themselves living there.
Yeah, and that's, I think, what you and I are pretty good at is envisioning what could be space could be used for.
Correct.
You know, when we're touring people around, whether it's a rental or a buyer, I'm always like, oh, you could do this, or you could use this for this.
Right.
And people appreciate that because sometimes people don't have that vision and they just see the walls and are like, well, this room is off of here. What am I going to use with this space?
Right. So again, it's like we can help definitely with that, or you can hire even a staging company. A lot of agents and or sellers do hire companies to kind of come in, especially if it's an empty home, if you have already moved, and again, if you have a unique layout, you might want to hire a staging company to come in and just like put some furniture in certain rooms to make it feel, and elevate that price point.
And then what else? So us, I didn't talk about basements. There is it's bonus to have a finished basement, because it's an extra space.
Yeah.
Whether it's a playroom, an entertainment room, an office, our basement is finished, and we have the big TV, the sectional couch for the kids, and then Brian does have his office down there. So finished basements are a great asset, I guess.
Right.
Extra bonus.
Which a lot of times they're not included in the square footage.
No.
So it's really good. So when you're seeing, it's only a 2,000 square foot house, but it might have a finished basement of another 1,000 square feet. So you're looking at like, oh wow, it's 3,000 square feet of livable space.
And that doesn't mean you have to go finish your basement off if it's unfinished. But again, it's that staging or the thought where we come in and say, oh, you could, have a game room here, you can have a playroom here, you can have an office here. So the buyers do visualize what it could be. Because I do have a buyer that prefers an unfinished basement so they can figure out how they want to finish it off.
Got it.
Because he wants a workroom, right? So sometimes when we go into a house and it's finished, he's like, I would have to take this down. He'd rather have a blank space where then he could create it himself. So it's not, we're not saying to go and finish off your basement. We're just saying what we would have to do is market it so that we can say this is what it could look like if the buyer in the future wanted to finish it off.
Right.
It definitely adds more value.
It does.
Even for appraisals.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, definitely.
And then we have community. I can talk about Chatham and the neighboring towns around here. There is a lot of sense of community and neighborhood parties. We used to have Friday happy hours with the neighborhood. I live near Glenmere, which they have a huge neighborhood association where they really plan a lot of things together. So if you're looking for that small neighborhood community, you can get a feel from that. The realtor does have to do some work to figure it all out, but sorry.
And I think
that's something that adds. You have the neighborhood community because you're in an HOA.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think sometimes, I've seen places where, the neighbors come out, they're curious, and, as we said in one of our earlier episodes, nosy neighbors coming to open houses, that's definitely a huge benefit to the agent, to us, to kind of ask those questions like, what goes on in this community? I don't really know that much about here. And so therefore you have that information for prospective buyers. And then hopefully your seller, if we are representing the seller, they are able to share that too. It's like to really, because if somebody wants to be part of a community, it could really help with the value.
For sure. Yeah. And a lot of people that are looking to move around this area are looking for that community vibe.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. What else? So what doesn't add value?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is people have to look past decor because things can be changed. People have very different tastes.
True.
Somebody might love bright colors in their home and every wall is painted bright, and but painting all the walls white doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to add value to your home. Right. Or adding in expensive furniture. It's not necessarily going to, because, usually I train our buyers, the buyers that I have, to like look past all of that.
Correct.
To look past all the decor because they're going to put in their stuff too.
And when we go into a house that we're going to list, we, again, take away some of that decor, ask them to store the decor so it can be as simple as possible so people can visualize what they're going to look like, what living in that house looks like for them.
Right.
I did have, if you came into my house about 10 years ago, you'd be like, whoa, because I have 3 daughters. So we painted our now spare bedroom American Girl doll colored theme. So it was hot pink, black and white.
Wow.
Yeah, can you imagine if someone was walking in at that time to buy my house, they'd be like, what was this woman thinking?
Right.
So
that's what happens when you have kids.
Yeah. you do a couple of crazy things.
Yeah.
But if a wall needs to be painted, yes, the crazy decor or the bright colors could be a turnoff for people. But if it's only like a wall here or there, then you really do need to learn just to look past it.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I mean, putting in expensive furniture, expensive, pieces of artwork is not necessarily going to increase the value of your home. That's not. No, I would not.
Simple.
Don't, if you're selling your home, don't go out and do crazy stuff like that. That's a no.
And if you have projects that you started, we need to get them fixed.
Yeah, get them fixed. But I think too, don't, make sure that when you're doing renovations of your home, that they make sense for your home. And don't, if you have let's say a smaller cape, maybe don't go overly crazy with your kitchen, and put in like a super large kitchen that takes over half of the downstairs area, because that might, even though you might love it as yourself, because that's what you love to cook and exactly, but having the Viking appliances in a 3-bedroom cape might not match, and therefore when somebody comes in, they're thinking, ooh, this doesn't match, and it's not adding more value just because I spent $150,000 on my kitchen renovation.
And that's not what people are probably looking for with that type of house or that price point, right?
So that's not going to necessarily add the value of just like, oh, I did a kitchen renovation, therefore I'm going to get a return on my investment. That's not the case there. And then yes, to your point, make sure that all of your, if you have projects, make sure they're done, and make sure they're done right. Make sure you have all your permits. Make sure that you've not done electrical work on your own, because a lot of that stuff will come out during the inspection phase, and you just don't want to get caught as a seller. So make sure that, if you are doing those things, it's done correctly and up to code.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, we talked a lot about home values, and if you are a seller and looking to just kind of get a feel for what the value of your home would be, reach out to John or I, and we give out free market valuations.
Definitely,
so we'll come by your house, walk through it, we'll run some comps for you. Obviously, we'll also look at the time of the year you're looking to put it on the market, and then give you, a window of price points.
Yeah, definitely.
And we look forward to getting more DMs about topics you want us to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
Enjoy your day.
See you soon. Bye.
Welcome to Walkthroughs with Jody and John. In this segment, we'll take you inside properties currently available for rent or sale.
From first impressions to hidden details, we'll give you an honest look at homes and spaces you'll want to see.
Welcome to 29 Ridge Road in Chatham Township, a single-family, 2-bedroom, 1.5-bath ranch with easy single-level living. Step inside to hardwood floors throughout and a bright main living area that flows into an updated kitchen with modern finishes and efficient workspace. Around the corner, you'll see 2 comfortable bedrooms and a full hall bathroom. Head downstairs to a flexible lower-level bonus room, perfect for storage or a simple work area, along with laundry and a convenient powder room. Outside, enjoy a manageable yard and the practicality of a 1-car attached garage. 29 Ridge Road, single-family convenience with an updated kitchen, hardwood floors, and useful lower-level space. Next up, our local business spotlight. Each episode will highlight a small business in our community,
sharing their story and what makes them unique and why supporting local matters. So here we are at Badass Coffee in Madison. This just recently opened. How many weeks?
We've been open 3 weeks.
I'm like going like this. No, I don't need to. You have your own microphone. What am I doing?
We've been open 3 weeks.
Okay.
3 weeks.
So are you local? Do you live local?
So I do not live local. I grew up in Somerset County and I moved to Monmouth County. But we decided that Madison was really the best spot to open the first one. Once we saw the building and we saw the community, we knew that we kind of
Awesome.
found the right spot for our first flagship store.
And you know this building is the old movie theater.
So we've
So this is like a brand new location.
This is
used
brand
to be
new.
Madison movie
Right,
theater.
Yes.
and a lot of people were very upset that movie theater is gone. You've probably heard.
So we've heard. We've had a lot of people tell us that, hey, this is the movie theater. We don't like what you did, or something like that. I'm like,
Wasn't your choice.
I didn't do it. I didn't build it. I'm just a tenant here. I'm just renting.
You know, we wanted to bring something to the community. You know, obviously the movie theater was a community, staple. I feel that with Badass and the way we've designed this building and the way we've made it very community based, we can kind of fill that void for people to hang out in.
Great.
So we didn't introduce you. Tell us who you are.
Yes, we didn't. I just thought of the same question. See, we're in sync. We thought of the same question.
Hi, my name is Jody.
Hi, I'm John.
My name is Tyler. I'm the owner and operator of Badass Coffee in Madison.
So Badass is a franchise, correct?
It is a very small franchise.
Okay.
There's about 40 stores in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Most people, if they've been introduced to the brand, has been in actually one of two places. One is in Hawaii itself, and then the other one is on 3rd Street in Naples.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So we have a really
Interesting.
big store in Naples, Florida. Dan, the GM, and his team that run that store, they do a great job, and that's where a lot of people, surprisingly from New Jersey, have actually found this brand.
Interesting.
And I'll say that's where I found this brand. That's where I fell in love with this brand.
Okay.
By being in Naples?
In Naples, Florida. And that team down there does a great job, and we've kind of taken some things they do there and brought them up here. The same thing, we're seeing a lot more people now experiencing the brand for the first time in either Clearwater, Florida, or Nashville, Tennessee.
So you're the only franchise in New Jersey?
So there is another franchise in New Jersey, in Hackensack. We do not own and operate that one. Our group is responsible for what I call Greater Somerset area. So that would be from New Brunswick to Princeton up to like Morristown and back down. So this whole area that we're sitting in now. And then we operate Belmar and the rest of Monmouth County.
Okay.
So Belmar is actually our second store. It's really in Wall. It'll be opening hopefully in the next 8 months.
Oh, great.
But that's really where we're focused on these two areas.
Great. So let's get a little bit of history about Badass. Why the name Badass?
Right. And
I think John just likes saying it.
I like saying Badass.
Listen,
and like, Badass.
Yeah. And I tell everyone, if I didn't love saying the word, I probably wouldn't have been involved in this franchise. But really, Badass comes from the years and the generations of donkeys that have brought the coffee from the tops of the volcanoes and the mountains in Kona down to being processed. That's where Badass comes from.
Okay.
That's why you see with our logo, there's a donkey in it.
There's a donkey, yes.
You thought it was because of ass.
Yeah, but if you look at all the photos in here, right, on the walls next to us, you have the donkey photos.
Yep.
And then on this big, beautiful wall behind us, there's that nice green glass piece right there with the Badass legend. And
We'll
on
have
the
to take some photos
and
of
on the
that.
back of the cup, there's the Badass legend that actually tells you why we do what we do. And to that effect, every year for a week we do a fundraiser to support donkey rescues and make the money for those.
I love that.
Yeah, so
I love that.
while our product is what it is, it's a great product, it's a premium product. We also pay homage back to those donkeys that have brought the coffee down for generations.
I'm an animal lover. So
Yes.
you just hit my heart.
And a lot of people when they come in here, they hear the word badass and they don't understand that. Hey, this is really where it comes from. We don't just have donkeys on the wall to have donkeys on the
And
wall.
you're just like
in our logo.
just to say ass all the time,
right? I've gotten into many conversations here.
Yeah.
We'll call them spirited or not, about why our name and why we would choose a name like that. And I will say about 90% of them, once they hear the backstory and why we do what we do, it changes their opinion, right? And that's kind of why we've put our name everywhere. We've done a lot of fundraisers for the towns. We're continuing to do it. With our grand opening in a week, we have a charity that we partner with called Think Big for Kids. We're doing fundraising for that for underprivileged how do I put this correctly? Underprivileged youth, we help them find jobs and job roles so that we coach them through college, right? So me and my partner, we both sit on that board. That's one of the foundations we're working with. We've worked with the school systems, right? And then on the other side, we work with the donkeys and all those other great things.
So there's more to this business.
There's more
than
than
just coffee.
it's not
People
just
wanna
coffee
give
for
it
us.
back.
Yes, and that's why we took the space we took. We made sure it was super big, super inclusive, so that this is a community spot, right? From the mornings with the police department here,
Yeah.
all the way to when the kids get out of school, and as you can kind of see and hear now,
Right.
kids are sitting here studying, doing schoolwork. It's a safe space for the community to be in.
That's really good to hear.
Yes.
I know, and I just had a question, and it just popped out of my mind.
Oh.
Well, I'll ask a question. I'll just
Go
go right
ahead.
to the coffee. So
Yes.
all the coffee is from,
So
like, where's the coffee from? How, you know, what?
I will say this about our coffee. We have different levels of coffee here.
Okay.
Because if we served 100% Kona all the time, it would be very, very expensive.
Correct. We wouldn't be able to afford it. It would be like a $40 cup of coffee.
Yes. And that's a big thing that when people come in, they look at our different color bags, right? And they'll be like, well, this is a state series, for example, might be a $90 bag, or 100% Kona might be a $60, $70 bag. But that's not what we brew every day, right? If you want 100% Kona, we French press it. We make it individually for you every time that you come in. But most of the time on a daily basis, we'll sell things like 10% Kona, right? You still get that very amazing Kona taste, but it's not breaking the bank. And then we have, that American blend, which is what a lot of Americans drink. It's a lighter roast. But from a bean sourcing perspective, our flavored coffees are a proprietary blend, right? We source those all over the world.
Okay.
Mostly because if we flavored Kona coffee, it would be really expensive, and it wouldn't be great coffee because you're ruining the Kona taste.
The Kona.
Right. Then we have what is called our signature series. Those beans, once again, are sourced all over the world. It's our proprietary blend. You can't buy that blend anywhere else.
Okay.
We roast it. We do everything, package it, send it out to all the stores. With that blend, right, it's what you would have on a daily basis, like your espressos, your French blends, your American, your half-ass decaf, right? So a good mix between full coffee and decaf coffee. Then we get to what's called our blend coffee, right? So that's that 10% Kona, our Hawaiian blend, which is in our iced coffee, our Coca-Cola blend. So that is the minimum amount of coffee you can have in a blend to be considered a Hawaiian coffee.
Got it.
Right? So it's giving you the real Hawaiian tastes. It's giving you the feel of 100%, but at a more reasonable price.
This is working.
Mine's not working anymore.
You gotta
Oh,
talk
no.
loud. Are you sure?
Now it's working. It's working. It's working now.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not a huge coffee drinker. Just give me a black coffee in the morning. I'm good.
Right.
I'm not great at sampling. Do you do any, or will you in the future do any coffee classes here?
So we are.
Okay.
That is actually something that my team and I are working on right now. So on our grand opening on the 1st, we're doing tastings, right? And what we're doing is a very different style tasting. Every hour is a different flavor. So whether there'll be a Hawaiian, there'll be a flavored, and then there'll be a tea.
Okay.
So there's everything from our reserve single origin estate series, all the way down to those blends.
Correct.
Right? There'll be a flavored coffee, and then there'll be our teas, which we get from Republic Tea. So there'll be a hibiscus, a black, a green tea.
Okay.
So those will be during our opening. Every Sunday, we're going to be doing samplings.
Okay.
And then once a month, we're going to be doing a special tasting for either the 100% Hawaiians, 100% Konas, or the Hawaiian blends.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the way you make coffee. We'll talk about the way it should be made, right?
Correct.
Because a lot of people come in here and ask us to grind their coffee.
Yeah.
And we won't do that unless we know how you make your coffee. So, because, for example, if you have a French press, right, and you have it made with drip grinds, you're going to destroy your French press.
Got it.
Right? If you have
So
an
we're very uneducated.
So that's kind of what we're
Us
going to try to
Americans.
do and help people with. right? I mean, if you just have a standard K-cup machine, don't worry, we already have those ready to go.
My daughter just got, my husband, or daughters, I should say, had like a, I don't know, you make cold coffee.
Okay, so a cold brew?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. See, I told you I don't know my
Yes.
coffee. So we could come in here and get
Yeah.
better beans or coffee.
Yeah,
for
we
the
can
cold
get
brew.
you the right beans as long as you show me what you have or
Got
you
it.
know the name of it. I could tell you exactly how to grind it, what the process would be to make it. You know, a lot of cold brew like ours, for example, takes 20 hours to make.
Oh, wow.
Right? So when we make cold brew,
Wow.
we're putting 20 hours into our cold brew and our nitros.
Got it. Now,
And
I was
cold
just
brew,
gonna say,
and the cold brew has ice cubes.
Correct.
Which is the best thing I've ever
it's coffee
seen
ice
there.
cubes.
Yes.
Coffee ice cubes.
So a big thing, and we just actually did a national campaign on this, is that we use coffee ice cubes. We make them daily. So any of our cold coffee-based drinks have coffee ice cubes.
That's
and
amazing.
There's no reason to water down your product.
Right.
so is there like a recipe for the ice cubes?
There is a proprietary.
proprietary.
There is a
I just asked
yes.
if there is.
There-
I was a yes, no answer.
yes.
Question.
There is a proprietary process, and if you're at any badass store, that is the minimum at every store. Is we use coffee ice cubes in all of our coffee-based drinks.
Got it.
How many ice cubes do you go through in a day? Do you know?
About
A lot more in
right
the
now,
summertime.
well, no, actually, the majority of people drink iced coffee all year long.
Really?
Yes.
I drink it all year round.
All year
Yep.
long. I
All
drink
year
it all
round.
year long.
I do. I
the
like
new-
ice
this-
coffee.
The
Yeah,
young,
cold winter
Yes.
days, snow.
Even if it's like snowing and I have gloves on, I'm gonna drink my
Why?
iced coffee because I just like the flavor.
The-
I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like it's like a
Oh.
better flavor.
Okay.
so what we've noticed is that the generation that has just retired
Yeah.
is really the last that drinks hot drip coffee, right? They're the last that really want just a hot pure product. A lot of the younger generations and the working generations now is all cold drinks, right? And now that is a generalization,
Yes.
but that's what we see. So we go through about 100 to 200 trays of ice cubes a day.
Wow. And they're
An
great.
hour.
No, a day.
Oh, a day.
A day. If it was an hour, I would need a lot bigger freezer space. But
So
yes.
what is this pink drink?
So this pink drink right here is one of our mana drinks. Our mana drinks are a natural energy drink. It's a byproduct of making chai. So this right here is dragon fruit and watermelon
Oh.
with sparkling water and ice.
So you're not just coffee, you have tea.
Yes, we have teas once again from Republic Tea. Republic makes great natural teas.
Okay.
It's the same quality that we put into our coffees. So our teas are phenomenal, not artificially sweetened, not artificially changed. They're real 100% teas. We do carry chai and matcha. Right now, our big LTO is a chai-based drink called banana bread chai. And then we have a tidal wave coming actually next week where we're going to have a hot and cold dirty pumpkin chai.
Oh.
Right? So what makes it dirty or makes the banana bread dirty is putting espresso in that chai tea.
Okay.
Right? So once again, we kind of think outside the box. It's a great drink. I can tell you I've had them all. They're all great. But yeah, we do other things than just regular coffee
And what are your
shops.
hours of operation?
So on Monday through Friday basis, it is 6 to 6.
Okay.
Right? Open full 12 hours. On Saturdays and Sundays, we have changed it to 7 to 6. We don't really see the commuter traffic, right?
Yeah.
Kind of give my staff a little bit of a break, have an hour to come in later. But really, we try to stay open before everyone and a little bit after everyone for the
Yeah.
the commuters and the
Exactly.
people looking in this town.
And you also have food.
We do have
You
food.
have food.
We do. The good thing about our food is that all of our sandwiches are on King's Hawaiian bread,
Which great.
right?
Love that.
Sweet rolls, right? Even our deli sandwiches, our grilled cheese
Okay,
sandwiches, they're
okay.
all on King's Hawaiian. We have some things like bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese you can get anywhere. You can't get it on King's Hawaiian everywhere, but you can get bacon, egg, and cheese, and sausage, egg, and cheese anywhere. But then we have things like our Aloha sandwich and our Badass one. Our Badass one actually has Spam and barbecue and pineapple on it, right? Give me the look like there's Spam on it. Yes, we know there's Spam on it, but it's actually a really good sandwich.
Okay.
Right? We do egg bites, we do muffins, pastries, loaves. We have pretty much just about anything for anyone that wants to come in.
Great.
So you're having a grand opening when?
Yes, we're having a grand opening next. Well, so by the time this airs, it would be November 1st.
November
Oh, yeah, let's
1st.
Right?
do that.
Yep. So November 1st is actually our grand opening. It is going to run 9 to 3. So the good thing about our grand opening is that the first 200 people that come in are getting a free T-shirt.
Oh,
Right. So limited time offer. First 200
I'm
people.
coming.
Come on by. We'll make sure you get that T-shirt. Then all of our merchandise, including our beans, whether it be our 100% estate series, all the way down to our flavored and any of our apparel, is 15% off.
Okay.
We have some other surprises we're working on. They're not finalized yet.
You're not bringing any donkeys to the store, are
We're
you?
actually trying to. We are actually trying to. We're just
Why
trying.
not?
You
If
know,
only I had
we've
my
done that.
farm, I could rent you a donkey.
If you can find me a donkey, let me know. But yes, we are trying.
Actually, I know someone who has donkeys. I don't know if they can transport them here, but I will ask.
Let me know, because we are looking to bring some donkeys here. We're looking at possibly a hula show and fire dancers and stuff like that.
Wow.
Right, so we're actually going through a lot of different things for this grand opening, to say, hey, we're here. We're still supporting. We're going to be supporting this community now, and for the next hopefully 20 years.
Great.
And we talked a little bit before we hit record, but you do like you can do PTA functions.
Yes.
Open houses for your realtors.
Yes,
Friends out here. So you also do some giving back.
Yes. So like tonight, for example, we're doing a social event for Drew and FDU track and field together. So after we finish this, they're coming in, and they are coming in after hours, and we're making sure that they have a space they can hang out after their meet. We're working on some college study days. We can do fundraisers like we've talked about. So our fundraisers, we can run a single day. We can run a week long.
Right. So like the school fundraisers that you could do.
Yeah.
You just, how does that work? They round up, or?
Yeah. So if, let's say we're partnering with one of the schools PTAs, you would just give me the kind of the logo for the PTA or the school. Give me a little blurb about what people are donating to. And then when they're checking out, they can either hit round up, or they can select the dollar value
Got it.
and donate to those causes.
Right.
So you'll see a lot of fundraiser coming out. And, we also do catering. We just did catering for PSE&G yesterday.
Oh, I
Right.
saw that.
Yeah, so, we're not just this brick and mortar sell coffee.
Right.
We're all over the community. Yes.
Great.
Thank
So
you.
where can everybody find you?
So everyone can find us right now on Instagram,
Okay.
Yelp, Uber Eats, DoorDash,
Okay.
our mobile app.
Okay.
So
Yes.
our mobile app is really great. Once you sign up, your next purchase after your first one, you get $5 off. Points actually accrue. There's also a 89 lay deal every week, right? So you can get those rewards a lot faster than other coffee shops or food restaurants. We do special kind of blasts out of that app. So we might, I might be in a really good mood, or someone here would be in a really good mood, and say, hey, let's give everyone $5 off for the next 200 customers.
Okay.
Right? So the app is really the best place
Great.
to make sure you follow us.
Right.
Right now, we're actually running a giveaway on our Instagram for a Keurig, some free coffee, and some other gifts,
Okay.
just for our grand opening.
Great. And physically, where are you?
So physically, we are located at 14 Lincoln Place,
Okay.
right across from the train station.
And
Perfect.
soon to be, you'll be in Wall.
Yes, we'll soon to
Do
be.
you have that address too?
So that address is actually going to be at the corner of Route 35 and 18th Avenue, right next to Target.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So you're opening up 2 stores in the same year.
In the same year, and hopefully next year we'll be opening 2 to 4 more.
Great.
Our goal right now is to open 10 within the next 3 to 5 years. And right now we're on track to do that.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having
Listen,
us in.
glad that you guys could come in, and
I
Stop
love
by.
this space. I love it.
Badass
thank
coffee.
you.
Great. Yes.
John's just going to come here not just for the coffee, but just say he went to Badass.
Yes.
Badass.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a time to honor survivors, support fighters, and remind everyone to schedule their mammograms and do those self-checks. Early detection saves lives. Thanks for tuning in to List, Laugh, and Learn with Jody and John.
Be sure to subscribe and share, and join us next time for more real estate insights, laughs, and walkthroughs.
Until then, happy house hunting.